AEW Dynasty. We're breaking it down. Don't you go anywhere. It's the Wrasslin Corner.
That's $1 million picture.
We are covering WWE and AEW.
Well, I'm not going to say she's there yet.
I would still like to see Jay White with the ball.
I'm going to beat him with this bat right here.
Yo, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Wrasslin Corner. That's right. You know, a little schedule update. We did update. Now we are covering every WWE and AEW pay-per-view, premium live event, whatever you're calling them these days. Get your predictions on the Real Fresh channel. So let's have a look at the card here. AEW, you know, they always like to pack it in there. And this is in no particular order. Let's start with the singles match for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley, Swerve Strickland. Man, who's gonna blade first, right? Both of these guys, I know some people are saying they go over the top. Moxley likes to go over the top. He's a fan of hardcore wrestling. If you don't like it, just change the channel. He is putting it out there because that's what he wants to do. I don't know. I see a lot of hate for him. He knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. He's doing what he wants. Both of these guys could have a classic 5-star match, but I don't think that's what they're going to try to even do. I think they are going to beat the living hell out of each other. I think they're both going to be blading. I think the Death Riders get involved. I'm looking forward to this one, man. And I don't know, I'm sounding like a Moxley mark, but this is honestly the most I've liked Moxley ever since I've known him. With this kind of run with the title in the briefcase, and he's kind of doing the Death Riders type of faction heel. It's cool. Now, I am a bigger Swerve Strickland fan. He's just better overall for sure, and I've seen him go so hardcore. So they're both going to do some disgusting spots. I think Jon Moxley is going to lose it at All In, because that would be a bigger title drop than Dynasty. So I think it's a singles match. So I don't know if there's going to be some type of some type of greasy finish, some type of interference. But Moxley dropping the title at All In feels like a bigger deal. Not to mention the Death Riders have been looked good on TV. They've been DDTing women. They've been booked pretty strong on TV lately. And I think it continues all the way to All In. So I think Moxley, I kind of do want Swerve, but, you know, I know he was just champion for a while. All right, we got Timeless Toni Storm, Megan Bayne, AEW Women's World Championship. Megan Bayne, and kind of the newcomer to AEW, and I never noticed until she was kind of standing next to a few people. She is huge. She towers over most of them, and is stronger than most of them. So far, the wrestling has seemed okay. I haven't watched, hundreds of hours on her or anything, but she does appear to have more in-ring capability than Toni Storm. Toni Storm's certainly more over with the crowd. Certainly, I would say that she's better on the mic for sure, no, without a doubt. But Bayne is way bigger, stronger, and better in the ring. Toni Storm, over, and a big draw. I do think AEW has milked every ounce of the Toni Storm storyline with Mariah May, and it's nice to see anybody else, but actually someone who can be a real challenger. And it's kind of like the Jon Moxley match. The winner of this match is already scheduled to defend the title at All In, so I feel like AEW will bring in the biggest names into All In as champions, or to get the championships. So I guess Storm could try to get it back from her. But I think they're going to bring in the big names, advertise the champions as the biggest names they can. The people familiar with Toni Storm's name is much more vast than the people familiar with Megan Bayne. I would prefer Megan Bayne. That's my want. My thing is going to be Tony Storm on this one. Let's move on to the AEW International Championship. We've got Kenny Omega, Ricochet, Speedball, and Mike Bailey in the three-way match for that title. This is going to be a high pace, high flying, flippy floppy if you're not a fan of that. Now, at least Omega and Speedball can lay it in as well as being flip flop, so it's not so soft. Ricochet sometimes does fall into the soft category, but with the heel gimmick and the scissors, he's been doing better as well. So this is going to be a good match. Like I said, hot pace, lots of reversals, fake finishes, flips. I gotta say, Kenny Omega is miles ahead of Ricochet and Mike Bailey on the mic in the ring. And I'm not even a big Kenny Omega fan, but it's not even close. I kind of want to see Speedball Mike Bailey win that. And there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. But Omega is going to take that championship in the All In as well. All right, AEW Trios Championships. The Death Riders, your champions, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta, fighting on with Cope, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, rated FTR. Now, earlier this week, the Death Riders injured kind of the ally of rated FTR, Jay White. I haven't been a fan of this Cope stuff. He's kind of lost all of his relevance. He's been clinging on to FTR and Jay White. Maybe it makes him feel young. I don't know, but it's a super cringe what's going on with his career. As far as my want is going to be the Death Riders for sure, without a doubt. Who do I think? I think Jay White returns during this match, costing the Death Riders their titles, so that way you do get your Adam Copeland, WWE Hall of Famer, as a champion, going in the All In, and it also makes the Death Riders look not too weak in a loss. Not a super confident pick, but that's what I'm seeing. Because why else would Cope be doing so much time with FTR? I think Death Riders want Death Riders think rated FTR. The ROH World Championship is on the line in a title versus mask match. Chris Jericho defending his title against the Mask of Bandito. I gotta say, man, Chris Jericho has had this for long enough. This is a 54-year-old man who should have been putting talent over ages ago. Bandito, legendary luchador, former ROH champion himself. And if my memory doesn't fail me, that was when ROH was still good, before AEW. So I can't see him taking his mask off here. It's time for this 54-year-old to let someone else have the shine. I think and want Bandito. There's always the shot Jericho's going to have some outside interference to help him win, but I'm going to go with Bandito victorious here. The AEW TNT Championship is also on the line. Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole. This feels like a random match. I'm sure if I dig deep, there is some kind of storyline to it, but Daniel Garcia, Adam Cole, TNT Championship. I don't even remember when I've seen this on TV recently. I couldn't even find any good tweets to include in my article that I wrote about it. So it's just so far buried. So with such little build-up and hype, I don't think it would make sense to lose a title without any eyes on it. So I'm going to say think Daniel Garcia, and that's going to be my want as well. Adam Cole's a little past his prime. He's getting a little slow and weak. All right. Men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarterfinal. Will Ospreay taking on Kevin Knight. Now, from what I understand, he was a soccer player. And he's a good standout in AEW. And it's good that they've paired him, like him and Will Ospreay were winning matches this week on TV. And he does look like he fits in with Ospreay, so I think they're going to have a great match. But come on, are you telling me Knight has any chance of beating Ospreay in the All-In? Come on. Think one, Ospreay. It's going to be a good match, though. Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarterfinal. Women, Mercedes Moné, Julia Hart. So I'm calling Mercedes Moné the modern day Hulk Hogan, with just so much creative control and so self-centered that she's never going to put anyone over. Not that Julia Hart even deserves it. She's been in AEW for years and hasn't gotten any better or stronger. And any aura that was there seemed to have left when Malachi Black left. So it's going to be an average match. Neither of them are athletic at all. Monet wins. I don't care who wins. Tag team match. The Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. Big Bill, Brian Keith trying to take them titles. And this match was just kind of added to the card this week, so I kind of have low expectation. The Hurt Syndicate are super hot right now. This is going to have something to do with MJF. There's been that storyline, if you missed it. MVP kind of invited MJF to the Hurt business, but Big Booby Lashley's not having it. As far as predictions, I am going to go with the Hurt Syndicate, think and want, but there's going to be more to this MJF storyline, and I think that's the main point of this match. All right, there's all the matches subject to change. You know AEW loves those title matches. Or they love having 9 to 10 matches per pay-per-view. And we love talking about them, guys. The Wrasslin Corner, subscribe. Again, this podcast is now doing prediction show. This is a prediction podcast. Nobody wants my boring-ass Raw recaps anyway, right? People do tune in for the prediction shows, and I appreciate all y'all. All AEW, all WWE predictions a few days before the event. Come to the Real Fresh channel. You know you're on there anyway for all of our other great content. We got college sports, pro sports, clip comedy shows. We got MMA. Check it out. Real Fresh channel. I'm Hal Fresh. If you only like the wrestling, I will see you, I believe, next week. It's WrestleMania season. And two-nighter, which is like half of an AEW. Peace.
Dubby. 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 Free from sugar, fillers, jitters, and all that BS.
Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome little bagels.
Dubby. 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 Free from sugar, fillers, Dubby.
That's $1 million picture to me.
We are covering WWE and AEW.
Well, I'm not going to say she's there yet.
I would still like to see Jay White with the full 100.
I'm going to beat him with this bat right here.